was quite the weekend for the green and gold. Sold-out crowds at the Coliseum, thrilling walk-off victories, and in the end, it all resulted in a new addition for the A's trophy case, at least for this year, the Bridge. Bob Melvin and the boys now travel to Arlington, Texas to take on a division foe who has been trouble for the A's this season. The Rangers are always dangerous in their home park, and tonight the Athletics open up a 4-game set under the heat of the Texas sun. A's and Rangers next. The A's 7-game road trip starts tonight at Globe Life Park in Arlington, Texas. 100 degrees plus. First pitch is the weather. Brett Anderson and the A's will have to handle the weather and the Rangers tonight. It's the A's and the Rangers coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Along with Ray Fosse, I'm Glenn Kuiper. The A's, the Power Bats came to life yesterday. 4 home runs in that extra inning win over the Giants. A couple by Chris Davis. We know, Ray, that he hits them in bunches. Right. He's playing here in Texas. So if you add all that up, has a chance to be a big series for Chris Davis.
I like what he did yesterday. Matt Olson also with a couple of home runs. But KD got the A's on the board in the first inning. Hanging curveball from Johnny Cueto, gone. A 2-run shot. Cueto knew it. Everybody knew it. That got the A's on the board. But the biggest probably was against Melanson. The high cut fastball that we know KD's power to the opposite field. That went way deep to right field. And McCutchen could only just admire. That tied the game. The A's won it in walk-off fashion. But it's great to see Chris Davis swinging the bat right now, because coming to Arlington, he wants to continue that.
Now, Chris Davis and that A's lineup will face Cole Hamels tonight. Cole Hamels struggling as of late, and you wonder, does that have anything to do with all the rumors about him being traded? Because it certainly seems like at some point the Rangers are going to trade him.
And, you know, he came out and actually said, I wouldn't mind going back to Philadelphia, the team that traded him out here. The Phillies, of course, playing very well. But Cole Hamels, I don't think you can look at his numbers, because he's playing for a team that's really not in contention in the Western Division of the American League. He's pitched well against the Athletics. This will be his 3rd start. He beat him once. The A's beat him. But it's a good thing Chad Pinder's back in the lineup.
That's right.
He was hurt, but Pinder's back. We know the numbers he has against Cole Hamels.
Yeah, how about 7 for 8 with 3 home runs? Right. So that's the matchup to watch. And Brett Anderson for the A's. So a pair of lefties in game 1 of this 4-game series here in Arlington. We'll have lineups and first pitch when we come back. Stick around. A's and the Rangers.
Brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares. No hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the $5.99 Jack Spicy Chicken Club combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
Well, that gentleman did not check the weather forecast. The wool hat toward the end of July in Arlington is probably not what you should go with. But you know what? He's representing the Athletics, so we're going to give him some credit for that. Let's check the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 99 degrees, and it is warm, folks. It is really warm. So the winds, we need them. We need a little breeze.
He does for sure.
You know what? We've had some pretty good weather luck here in this area the last couple years.
That's right.
But
yeah, not today.
We're going to be hot for 4 days. That's all right. See how the A's do. Let's take a look at the Athletic starting lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And here it is. It starts with Marcus Semien, then Chad Pinder. Look at the numbers against Cole Hamels. So we are going to highlight big time that matchup. And then it's Lowry, Davis, Olson, Piscotty, Chapman, Canna, and Lucroy.
And it is Cole Hamels, the lefty. And as Cap said earlier, a lot of trade rumors floating around about the left-hander. He has a contract plus an option for next year and a pretty hefty buyout, but 5-8 on the season. 4.36 earned run average and a couple starts against the A's this year. The A's beat him once. He beat the A's once. But, you know, I don't think you can really look at his numbers. He is a good pitcher and probably would pitch much better with a contending team.
First pitch of the ball game is in for a strike to Marcus Semien.
If there's ever a night for an unplayed umpire to say, swing the bats, guys, we're going to get out of here fast, tonight would be the night.
Don't be surprised if Ray or I actually yell from the booth, especially to the Rangers hitters. Swing the bat.
Well, and at least they would hear us because it's the kind of crowd that's here tonight, very quiet. Kerwin Danley has already taken one in a warm-up pitch from Cole Hamels, missed by Torinos. That Kerwin Danley, the home plate umpire, has already warned.
Here's the umpire. There is Kerwin Danley. Hang in there, Kerwin.
He's already shaking his head.
Ben May at first. Lance Barksdale at second. Ted Barrett is the crew chief. Ted's at third.
Big Ted.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So the first hitter of the game is Marcus Semien, and he strikes out. Defensively for the Texas Rangers tonight, Rua is in left, DeShields in center, Chu is in right, Profar, Andrus, Odor, and Guzman around the infield, with Robinson, Chirinos doing the catching. So one out, and here is Chad Pinder. We'll throw the numbers at you again because they're kind of fun. 7 for 8 with 3 homers and 3 doubles in his career against Cole Hamels. And if I remember correctly, Ray, I don't remember if it was here or in Oakland. I think it was in Oakland. Yeah. Cole Hamels finally retired Chad Pinder, and he pumped his fist a little bit and had a smile on his face. So he was aware of what was going on.
Very much. That was in Oakland. This is the third and final trip of the Rangers, the A's and Rangers here. The Rangers will come to the Coliseum a couple more times. And this might be the last time they see Cole Hamels on the mound, for the Rangers anyway.
Well, it'd be hard to imagine the Rangers not trading Cole Hamels, but we will see.
Well, this was in August of last year, August the 26th. Matter of fact, got him again. Hamels shaking his head, and he knows. And that's what happens. Pitchers and hitters know who does what against each other.
So the count 2-2 to Pinder with Lowry to follow. Oh, and that hit him. So Pinder, looks like it may have got him somewhere in the foot. So he will trot to first base slowly.
Well, you remember in Oakland against the Giants, Pinder laid down a perfect bunt, sacrifice bunt, and then had a collision at first base with Hansen. This hard cutter got him in the front foot. Throws a cutter, mostly a cutter and a slider. Both thrown hard. That one tried to go to the back foot, got the front foot.
So runner aboard, here's Lowry. 12th time that Cole Hamels has hit a batter, most in the majors. Bounce to third. Diving play by Profar from his knees, and they got Lowry.
Well, Adrian Beltre is a Gold Glove third baseman, and he had to be proud of that one as he's the DH tonight. What a great play, and it robbed the A's of a run. Extra bases for Jed Lowry. And for him to throw like that from his knees, an unbelievable play to make the play, first of all, not even bother to get up, just threw it from the side, got Jed Lowry by plenty.
Also, it was a tough hop.
Yes, it was.
So you dive, you backhand, and then it's an in-between hop. So quite a play by Jurickson Profar. 2 outs. Here's Davis. Davis hits one in the air to center, but it's going to stay in the ballpark. DeShields is there, and he's got it. So a runner stranded for the A's in the top of the first. Brett Anderson set to get to work in the bottom of the first. Their lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and here it is. Chu, Odor, Andrus, Beltre the DH, Profar, Rua, Chirinos, Guzman, DeShields. There's your Rangers lineup.
And Brett Anderson gets the start of the first game of this 4-game series as Brett is making his 7th start of the season for the Athletics. Not once has he started against the Rangers. 1-2 on the season. His last start was at San Francisco. And the A's did win the game. He got a no decision in the game, but Brett Anderson would like to pitch a little bit deep in the game, give a chance for the bullpen to take a few innings off.
First pitch strike to Shin-Soo Choo. 3rd start for Anderson since coming back from the disabled list. Choo hitting .288 with 18 home runs, having a very nice season for the Rangers. Staying healthy and producing.
And a streak of reaching base consecutively, I think, was stopped at 52.
Yeah, 52.
So
Guts defensively for the Athletics. And we'll have Pinder, Canna, Piscotty in the outfield. Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, Olsen on the infield, and Lucroy is your catcher. So 1-2 the count to Shin-Soo Choo. And that one fouled off his leg. Yeah, it was the game on Saturday night against the Indians when Choo's on-base streak came to an end at 52 games.
Now Brett Anderson tried to pitch him inside and dropped the ball. Well, it looked like it hit the ground and then came up and hit him in the foot.
So there it is. Not too shabby, though. He's the kind of guy that can do that, though, because he walks a lot and he's a good hitter. He was an all-star this year, Choo. Got to play in the all-star game and had a base hit. He was 1 for 2. All-star for the first time in his career.
Maybe he could hit one of the first-time all-star for the Athletics and Jed Lowry.
Yeah, nice ground ball. 4 times maybe. But I always thought Chu was a real tough at bat.
Well, he takes this pitch that probably could have been called a strike, but it was not. Kerwin Danley had his chance to ring him up, did not. Oh.
And Chu gets hit on a 3-2 pitch up and in. So Chu is on base.
Well, he tried to go down and away, left it up and in, and hit him on the right side, which was really not that probably hard. But time now for the Nissan keys of the game. And number one, how about stay cool? Not just Brett Anderson, but everybody. Stay cool and save the bullpen, Brett. That would be awfully nice, because that's something that the A's have to really be concerned about, especially here in Arlington, where it's very hot. But I think also, Kipe, is the fact that the Rangers, so far out of the division, some guys, I mean, in case of Odor, got a huge contract. He's having all of a sudden a good year, swinging the bat well. And as we have seen a lot of times, they swing hard all the time.
And here is Odor, who indeed has bounced back and fighting back to put together a decent season. His average at .259 with 7 home runs. The shift is on for Odor. Outfield pretty straight away. The Rangers played the Indians over the weekend here. And talking about the weather, all 3 games, the first pitch temperature was over 100 degrees. So that heat wave is here. It's staying here. And it's going to be here for all 4 games of this series. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. Odor with 7 home runs and 27 runs batted in. 12 doubles and a triple, and he lines that one down the left field line, foul.
Well, think about Odor. He does not shorten his swing with 2 strikes. He did attempt to bunt with a shift, but he had tremendous power, and throughout his young career, and probably got a huge contract because of his power numbers. Right field is very inviting for left-handed hitters. Even right-handers have changed their stroke to hit the ball to right field. Jonathan Lucroy was traded to the Rangers, what, in 16 mid-season.
Odor in 2016 hit 33 home runs in 150 games. Last year he hit 30 home runs in 162 games. The difference is 2 years ago the batting average was .271. Last year the batting average was .204. So he didn't do much of anything else last year except hit the long ball. Sounded like today though, Ray, and I know you read it because you read the local paper like I do in the morning. Pretty big article on Odor about how he has improved last couple months. It sounds like he's maybe hitting the ball the other way a little bit more anyways.
Well, it started out in spring training, to your point, that you see the numbers this year in July, what he was doing and what he did or has been doing. But in spring training, he was walking more. He's actually taking more pitches, kind of starting that same thing. But, you know, just really attempting a bunt. They're going to shift him to the right side. He does have the power to hit home runs, but, you know, not a bad idea if they're going to shift to the right side, push the ball to the left side. And I think you might be seeing guys doing that more often. But, you know, he put up great numbers as a young player. Sometimes players want to prove they can hit, which means they hit for power. And they swing hard. And then eventually, in his case, he got a big contract and maybe trying to live up to it a little bit.
He is still just 24 years old. If he could just calm things down and be able to hit .280, he would be a major offensive force.
Absolutely.
One and two the count with Elvis Andrus in the on-deck circle. Chopped slowly. Lowry's going to have to hustle. He picks it up. He flips to first, and they just got Odor. And Chu goes to second base. So here's Andrus.
Rangers are happy to have this young man back. He fractured his elbow. Thought also it was interesting that he has a player's option for next year, that because of his injury that they thought, well, before that, thought he might be departing.
That one's hit pretty well to right center. Canna on the move. Canna's going to get there, and he makes the catch. Chu will tag up, and he'll go to third. There's a little information for you on Brett Anderson pitching in this ballpark. He's had some quirky injuries here. This was 2009 blister. This was 2010. Down goes Frazier.
Slipped.
This is 2013. And that was not good. The great Walt Horn.
Had Steve Sales, Walt Horn.
So I think what we want from Brett Anderson is two things. Stay healthy and give us 6 innings, all right?
Well, I thought you were going to say don't have Nick Pepperis walk off with you.
That's true. As much as we like Nick, we don't want to see him come to the mound.
Jeff Collins, training. No, I mean, let those guys stay in the dugout.
His career numbers in this ballpark, not very good. See if he can change that tonight.
He's good.
1-1 the count to Adrian Beltre, who's DHing.
Word has it also that Beltre could be traded to a contender before the trading deadline, but he's also told the Rangers that as a free agent he would come back here. He likes it in Texas. He wants to continue to play here. And I think they would love to have him here. And there are some guys that in a free agent year, they are traded. They do get traded and chance, and then free agent, they do come back to the team that traded them.
Sure. Chapman just did it, right? Aroldis Chapman.
Exactly. Beltre, 3,000 plus hits. He's probably going to get to the 500 home run mark.
1-2 pitch. Fouls it straight back. Beltre is 39 years old.
I liked it whenever they picked up the option. I think it was for this year. They picked it up well in advance, and John Daniels, general manager, said he means more to the club just being on the club in the dugout in the clubhouse than it's worthy of picking up his option. Don't even wait to see what kind of numbers he puts up on the field offensively.
And Anderson gets him to chase, strikes him out. Chu stranded at third. No score after 1. The Bridge Trophy as they took the Bay Bridge Series, winning 4 of the 6 games against the Giants, and that is what the winner gets. So that was an extremely fun weekend for the Athletics and their fans. These are 9-0-1 in their last 10 series overall this year. So a lot of excitement over the weekend, and now a 7-game road trip against Cole Hamels and the Rangers starting tonight as Olson, Piscotty, and Chapman face the veteran left-hander. Hamels had a strikeout. He hit a batter. He stranded a runner in the first inning. Talked a little bit about Hamels and trade possibility. He's 34 years old in his 12th year. And Ray, I know you got some talk to some people about Hamels and maybe the financial ramifications of if you were to acquire Cole Hamels.
I thought it was interesting. It was reported, and I got to confirm that the Rangers are interested more in acquiring players versus salary. They would eat a lot of his salary, so like $23 million for the season plus a $20 million option for next year, $6 million buyout. But he's been an all-star. He's in Philadelphia. He knows he's pitched in the World Series postseason, so he knows what postseason's about, and I think that's why you can disregard the numbers. But the interesting thing, the Rangers said, we don't care about the money. We would just like, if we're going to trade him, we'd like to get some prospects, some players that can help us and take on a lot of the salary that a club might be concerned about paying if he is traded. So they're willing to pay for the players that they're going to acquire versus having the club pick up the salary of this pitcher.
Yeah, so the team who would trade for Hamels, if they do, would give up better prospects.
Yep.
But they would have to pay less of Hamels' salary because the Rangers would give them some money for his salary. That's kind of the way it works nowadays.
The way it works, exactly.
And that option next year is for $20 million. So, well, if you traded for him, then you would have a decision to make there if you wanted him.
And there's talk of the Phillies having money to spend. Their
Sure.
owner's willing to spend a lot of money. So I don't think that'd be an issue if they have a chance to win. And I think what happens, and we've talked about it before, that if a team is close in this time of the year is when you're looking at both clubs now looking at 60 games. 4-2 on the road, which is always good. At home, which is not surprising. I mean, this is a tough place to pitch. See the knuckle curve that he sets up with the grip, where it's one of his good pitches.
1-2 to Piscotty. Piscotty pokes from the center. DeShields backs up. Olson is going to think about tagging. He hustled back to first, but he stays at first.
The T-Mobile story highlight. What a night, what a day. Actually, it's built for baseball, the T-Mobile. This was an infield ground ball that was just missed by the Gold Glove shortstop, Brandon Crawford. And the A's ended up scoring the go-ahead run. First walk-off for the man, Matt Chapman. You know, they do it here. And, of course, Bob Melvin hoisting the Bridge Trophy. The A's finishing the 6-game series, winning 4 out of the 6. T-Mobile brought to you, and it's built for baseball. Matt Chapman yesterday with the walk-off. He's a gamer, Kipe, and watching him play in just his first full season, and it's good to see him play through some things. And coming off the disabled list, hit a ball off the left center field wall yesterday. Had a couple of base hits to right field in the series against the Giants, and playing outstanding third base, as we know that.
Bounces this one up the middle. Odor has it, and he gets it to Andres, safe. So Andres points to the dugout that you definitely want to take a look at this. But the call on the field was safe, made by Lance Barksdale, the second base umpire.
Well, see what happened. Anders gets the ball, and does he cleanly pick it up with the bare hand? Did he have his foot on the bag when he was able to control the baseball?
He looks safe.
He did look safe, yeah.
So Jeff Bannister is going to want to look at it.
Look at it immediately. And again, call on the field is important.
So that's Ted Barrett, the crew chief, and that's Lance Barksdale on the left, the umpire who made the call.
Always say in a play like that, they were not going to throw out Chapman, so having the shorter route going to second base, nice play by Odor to go in, and the pop-up slide to the foot, the front foot get on the bag before the ball was handled by Elvis Edges. Watch the front foot, it comes up, but then goes down right there. Is it down before the ball's in his hand? That's the biggest question right there. It's a good shot. I thought he flipped it behind his back.
We're showing it up on the big screen as well. I don't see anything to overturn it.
No,
that's probably the best look right there, because you can really see the hand grabbing the ball and then Olsen's foot, and I think the foot got there.
Yeah, the ball wasn't quite in, and especially enough to overturn it. That is the key.
This is your best look. Watch the hand.
Foot is up, foot is down, foot's on the bag. And did he have really control of the ball, or was it his fingertips then went in the palm of his hand?
Well, if it's called safe, means we'll have 2 on and 1 out for Canna.
And the Rangers will lose their challenge for the rest of the game, or at least to the end of the game, unless it's an umpired challenge. But, you know, something that close is a little bit surprising. You know, that they would gamble this early in the game on a play that was that close. Well, again, foot.
He is safe. All right, so the call stands.
So base hit for Chapman. Good slide by. I mean, the important thing for Olsen, you saw the foot down. With the pop-up slide, the guy usually comes up, the foot is up off the bag, and if that had occurred that way, then Olsen would not have been smiling. He would have been a little bit upset, but he kept his foot down. So it'd be an infield hit for Chapman. Is that the call?
Yep. So 2 on 1 out for Canna. Canna had 253 with 12 home runs. 39 runs batted in. Canna was 0 for 8 over the weekend.
April the 24th, Mark Canna at the Coliseum. Look at the distance going to opposite field. I mean, that was here. It's a Mazzara. That's right. That's when he tapped the ball over the fence, and Canna kept looking back. Mazzara on the disabled list, so he doesn't have a chance to do that.
Wow, that one behind Mark Canna.
Well, you can see why he's hit 12 with those kind of pitches. I mean, this is behind. Amazingly, Torino's able to catch the ball. Normally, a hitter will back up when he sees the ball coming, and he would have backed into it, but Canna may be surprised the way the ball was coming at him and didn't move.
And that misses, and now it's 3-1. Home runs versus left-handed pitching. Mark Canna has 10. That's tied for the most in the American League. So 10 of his 12 against lefties. He's hitting .298 overall against left-handed pitching, compared to .226 against righties. And there's a base hit right field. Olsen waited just a second. The ball's picked up by Chu, so the bases will be loaded. Olsen stops at third.
Great hitting by Mark Canna to go to the opposite way on a pitch that was really outside. Good job of hitting instead of trying to pull it and rolling over and hitting into a possible double play. This time goes opposite field, and you have to respect the arm of Chu. He DHs a lot, but when he plays the outfield, he's a very good defender.
Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. So Olsen at third, Chapman at second, Canna at first, with Jonathan Lucroy stepping into the box. Lucroy won the game on Saturday night. First of the back-to-back walk-off wins this weekend.
Take that same shot over the right center, might go all the way to the wall here in Arlington. Former Ranger, and we were in Cleveland whenever he declined the trade from Milwaukee to Cleveland, decided to come to the Rangers. Went to Colorado, and now with the A's.
was 2016. Here's the walk-off Saturday night.
First at bat against a former teammate. Into right center, and that would play the go-ahead run. 3 consecutive hits for the Athletics. Started with Chapman, Pinder, and then Jonathan Lucroy. And boy, that was a big comeback considering the way the 9th inning started, or at least finished, with the Giants scoring a run after a strike 3 wild pitch.
Bases are loaded here in the 2nd inning. Cole Hamels about to make his 30th pitch already. And that one's driven. Left center field. DeShields on the move, and he can't get it, and that baby's gone. That's a grand slam, folks, and that's a 4-0 lead here in the 2nd.
Wow. Chad Pinder in Toronto to right center, and the former Ranger, a grand slam, his 2nd home run of the season, and it just kept carrying. How about that? Jonathan Lucroy with a 2-1 pitch, a cutter down and in. Cole Hamels knew it was going to be hit hard, just didn't know it was going to be hit as hard and as far as this one was. As going back on it was DeShields, thought he might have a chance to catch it, just ran out of room, just over the outfield wall. Jonathan Lucroy, 4th career grand slam, 2nd for the A's this year, and they have a 4-0 lead. A lot of smiles in the duck.
And 2-0 to Marcus Semien. Home run number 132 for the A's this year, 5th most in the American League.
The partner this inning started with a 4-pitch walk.
You know, I thought this weekend and last weekend, the 6 games against the Giants, and the Giants hit some home runs, but I thought the A's ability, just being a better home run hitting team than the Giants, I think that was a big difference, because if you think about Tuesday night or Saturday night in San Francisco, Canna, 2-run homer in the 7th inning. Chris Davis yesterday, and I know McCutchen hit a home run, but just the ability to do that, and then the A's did it, and the Giants just not a big home run hitting team. They're not relying on that, and I thought it showed in the 6 games against them. Being able to hit the long ball, it's a wonderful trait to have as a team.
And you're right, especially on the road to do it again.
Yep.
The road game tonight. First of 4 here in Arlington, then 3 in Colorado. So Jonathan Lucroy is playing against 2 former teams. He'll be playing against the Rockies this weekend, team that he was traded to by the Rangers last year. And if he does anything to the Rockies like he's done already tonight against this former team, it's a good start.
And for Cole Hamels, his last 5 starts now, he's given up 22 earned runs in 18 innings. And that's going to be another Chad Pinder hit. Nobody's really surprised by that. Chad Pinder 8 for 9 in his career against Cole Hamels. And now the Rangers left-hander trying to figure out what the heck's going on.
Well, Pinder, it's just, you know, I own you, so I'm going to get you no matter what. And this was not a bullet, but found it, made contact, dropped it in front of DeShields in center field.
4 hits and 2 walks in this inning for the Athletics. So Doug Brocail is going to come out and visit the pitching coach.
Let's not forget about the play up the middle that was challenged by the Rangers, that was upheld. Statcast for Jonathan Lucroy, cutter down and in. The Statcast off the bat at 99, almost 100. 408 feet. Luke would take it. He would have taken a ball to left center just to score a couple of runs. Instead, it goes over the fence.
Statcast AI powered by AWS. So still only 1 out, and here's Lowry. Lowry robbed of a hit in the first inning. Profar made a diving play to his left, or to his right, excuse me.
That's a good point. You'd think that's going to be the beginning of a pretty good game for the Rangers, but the A's to bounce back in this inning after that great play.
Swing and a miss. Changeup. Lowry has not had a lot of success against Hamels in his career. 2 for 14 with 7 strikeouts. Matt Moore, who's now pitching out of the Rangers bullpen, is starting to throw. So right now, Cole Hamels, he's all over the place. 30 pitches in this inning, right? 30.
Notice Cole Hamels is going sleeveless, whereas Brett Anderson is wearing the long sleeve sweatshirt. Probably Anderson might be the only player on the field wearing the long sleeve. And
There's a strike.
I could see Cole Hamels just telling the prospective teams. Nationals have been reported talking to the Rangers, but to say to those teams, hey, I'm better than this. Get me on a contending club. And, you know, a lot of difference has to be made. And it's got to be wearing on a player or pitcher, in this case, Hamels, maybe all the talk about between now and a week from tomorrow, the trading deadline.
Well, absolutely.
You know,
Hamels has spent most of his career on winning teams.
Yeah. And he was traded here because of that.
Yeah. He's made 16 postseason starts, so he's got plenty of experience there. He's won a World Series. Most wins since 2006. Hamels is 7th on the list, 152. Career record 152 and 110. And Lowry takes low, and now it's a full count. 8th man to hit in the inning is Jed Lowry. Simeon and Pinder stay put, and the ball sliced toward right field. Chu is there, and he makes the catch.
Jed Lowry's been robbed twice. 2 hard hit balls. He's nothing to show for it. You know, I think one of the signs too, you can see Hamels after he made the 2-2 pitch to Lowry, walked off the mound to get the ball, and he's wiping his left hand. And the one thing about Brett Anderson wearing the sleeves, sometimes the perspiration is soaked up by the sleeves and it doesn't run down on your hand. And unless you're throwing one of those pitches that sometimes they don't allow you to throw, you know, you don't want the perspiration on your hands.
Chris Davis takes a strike. Davis hit a fly ball to center field to end the first inning. Got 3 home runs in his career off Hamels. Chris Davis is tied for 4th in the American League with his 67 RBIs, tied for 8th in home runs with his 23. And that one is lined left field. Nobody's going to get it. Goes over Rua's head. Simeon scores. Pinder hustling to third. He'll put the brakes on. And it's 5-0 on the Chris Davis RBI double.
Hey, in the elevation, this is a 3-run home run, but Chris Davis hit it extremely hard. Elevated fastball, inner part of the plate, and no chance for Ryan Rua to get to it except to play it off the wall. And because he hit it so hard, it could only drive in 1. Pinder had to be stopped at third base. And Simeon, who walked, scores easily.
So RBI number 68 ties Davis with Edwin Encarnacion for third in the American League. And here's Olsen. Odor's got it. Throws to first. Side. Retired. Big inning for the A's. Makes it part two. Jonathan Lucroy's grand slam. And a Davis double. So a 5-run second inning, and the A's lead at 5-0. Jonathan Lucroy, grand slam, 5-0. The A's lead, bottom of the second inning. And Brett Anderson, see how he handles the early run support. Profar, Rua, and Chirinos.
But Brett Anderson should enjoy the run support, and to one of our Nissan keys of the game, pitch deep. Rest the bullpen a little bit, and 6 innings would be great just to see him go that distance. But we have said it many times that this might be the hardest 27 outs next to Boston Fenway Park, and you really can't get excited until the 27th out or more, depending on how many innings you play.
One and two now to Jurickson Profar. 246 is his average. He's got 9 homers, 46 RBIs. Finally getting a chance to play pretty much every day, and he's having a good year. Another guy that could be traded. Rangers got a whole bunch of guys if you really think about it, and I guess that's not a big surprise if you're having a tough year.
Profar's name has always surfaced. They've signed Odor long term. If Elvis Andrus decides to leave, he could move over to shortstop.
Profar slaps one up the middle for a base hit.
Fans, it's been 4 years since the Dodgers came to the Coliseum, and almost 30 since that memorable Fall Classic. Be part of history again when the boys in blue come north to the Bay for a 2-game series starting Tuesday, August the 7th. It's at 7:05. Make sure you grab your tickets for this series at athletics.com/California. That's athletics.com/California. These are the third and fourth meetings between the two clubs. The A's and Dodgers split in Los Angeles.
It was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Seemed like forever.
Back in April. Dodgers playing good baseball. They are in first place in the National League West, and they've acquired, of course, Manny Machado,
who is playing third base now that Justin Turner's on the disabled list. So something he did not want to do.
Dodgers in Philadelphia for a series this week, and they're leading 4-1 in the 5th. And Max Muncy has homered again. Max Muncy has 22 home runs for the Dodgers.
And speaking of that, it was mentioned, and I mentioned that he had given up 13. Well, Manny Machado didn't want it. It was his number in Baltimore. He wanted Kobe Bryant's number 8 because he likes Kobe Bryant. He was retired with the Los Angeles Lakers. He wants to see LeBron. He wants to see Magic. I guess he likes basketball. So Max Muncy keeps 13, I guess, and Manny Machado takes 8. Muncy keeps hitting home runs.
Yes, he does.
It's amazing.
1-1 the count to Ryan Rua, who's playing left field.
I think that's sometimes just a change of scenery for somebody. You know, he goes to a new organization, new league in this case, from the American National League, and all of a sudden he's doing everything.
And Muncy came into today with 22, so his home run today was his 23rd, actually.
And participated in the home run derby in the All-Star game, which is pretty impressive. Did a very good job.
1-2 the count to Ryan Rua. A couple of injury notes for the Rangers. Their fine young right fielder Nomar Mazara is on the disabled list with a thumb sprain, and that just happened. They just put him on Friday. The injury happened Friday, so Mazara has been tough on the A's the last couple years, so he is out. So Nomar Mazara, and also Joey Gallo is not on the disabled list, but he is sitting out tonight's ball game. Gallo hurt his ankle running into first base. So Rua has a hit, 2 on, nobody out. And Joey Gallo jammed his foot on first base yesterday and came out of the game. So this is, watch Joey Gallo and watch first base.
Runs well for a big man, and as he got to first base, this is what happened.
He stayed in the game for a couple more innings, but he came out. So he's day to day. He's just not in there in tonight's game. We'll probably see him at some point in the series. So Mazara and Gallo, two very, very powerful left-handed hitters, not in there. And Mazara will not be, as he's on the DL. Matt Bush, the reliever, is also on the disabled list, and so is Doug Fister, the starting pitcher. So that's the injury situation for the Rangers. Here's Robinson Chirinos.
3 base runners for the Rangers tonight. 2 hit by pitch, 3 and 2. 2 and 2 to Profar. 2 and 2 to Rua, both single. So all 3 have reached base on 2 strike pitches. And be careful with this guy who swings hard all the time, which he just did.
Chirinos with 12 home runs this year. That's the good news. The bad news is his average is only 209. He has 102 strikeouts and 234 at bats.
So would you say proof that if you swing hard, you make contact, you have a chance? It's a matter of making contact. And
that's a lot of strikeouts.
That's a lot of strikeouts. But he swings hard, and he just showed it with the first swing. And be interesting on this 2-strike pitch if he swings just as hard.
Lucroy turns around, but he's going to watch it head back into the seats. Rangers with a 42-58 record coming into this ball game. Not playing well. They've lost 7 out of 9. They're 4-12 in the month of July. So they had a good month of June where they were 14-11, but July has not been good. And that one almost hit Chirinos. Season did not start well for the Rangers. They were 11-19 after March and April. A little bit better in May, much better in June, but now sliding backwards again. Last year, the Rangers were 78-84. They won the division in 2016. And a swing and a miss by Chirinos. And that's out number 1.
bet there are 2 words that he does not understand. Shorten up. Because with 2 strikes, watch this mighty swing. I mean, that's the same swing with no count, same swing with 2 strikes. And when he opens up that much, and you pitch him away, you're probably going to get a strikeout, which Brett Anderson did.
That's what the league has done against Brett Anderson with runners in scoring position, so that's been an issue for him. Now he faces the left-handed hitting Ronald Guzman. And a good first pitch strike. Still think that what you just saw from Chirinos with 2 strikes, just letting her sail. Almost everybody does that now.
Yeah, they do.
And I don't know that that's a great thing. So 0-2 to the young first baseman Ronald Guzman, who's got 9 home runs, 38 runs batted in.
Watch how quickly he swings and brings the bat back.
He's got a break.
Yeah, he sure did.
So Anderson now trying to put him away. 0-2. Almost an emergency swing, reaching a little bit. Kerwin Danley must have got hit with that one. So another 0-2. Bounced up the middle. Simeon waits, gets the hop, steps on second, fires to first. Olsen digs it out, double play. So 2 hits, but nothing else for the Rangers. 3rd inning coming up, 5-0 A's. Also available to listen live and as a podcast at NBCSportsBayArea.com. Well, that's the construction site where the new ballpark will be. The building right there we're looking at is Texas Live, a big bar, restaurant, entertainment area that will be pretty much connected to the new baseball field, which will be just to the left.
And it's supposed to open sometime in August. To,
not the ballpark.
No. Ballpark. No, ballpark's at 20. Now, Texas Live is going to open.
Globe Life Field is what the new ballpark will be called. So just 1 more year in this stadium.
It's too hot here. You got to go. You know, one thing, I asked Chuck Morgan, who's instrumental in the weekly meetings, I said, Chuck, is it true they're going to artificial surface? And he said, still undecided. But the one thing that you wave in there,
I just want people to know where we're at. So undecided.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
But
You want to see grass, right?
but the one thing that they said, they took out 96,000 truckloads of dirt for the field, and it's taken it down so far that so far from street level that they don't know if they can grow grass because it's so deep.
Interesting.
But you know, on one hand, if they put a roof on it to cut down the heat, but to put artificial surface, the legs are going to take a, so you're helping one side, but you're hurting another.
Well, yeah, but you got to be able to grow grass.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can't grow it, I guess.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you can't, you have to go to the turf, but you just wonder how it's going to affect the players. As we say, we go to Toronto, and there's the.
Like it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Like it.
It's beautiful.
See the right in the middle there? That's Texas Live. That's the construction we just showed you. And then to the left will be the ballpark. So that's a good shot. Walking right in.
Yeah.
And really, the most important thing about the entire ballpark, Ray, is the visiting broadcast booth. We're a little fussy when it comes to that.
You know, this was supposed to be down there, where they serve food down below us now. They said, let's move those guys up top.
Yeah.
We'll put the food down there.
Yeah, it's
They could have been a nice little area down
time
there.
for a new booth here. These things are important. But we do like to see new ballparks, and especially if it's in your own division, that's pretty exciting.
I tell you, this still is pretty nice.
Yep, absolutely.
The offices in center
Absolutely.
field, and just, I mean, it is hot. And, you know, so it took the current owner to sit out in the seats and say it's too hot, so I want a new stadium and put a roof up. But did talk about it to see this pitch from Hamill's a good one as he's trying to have a 1-2-3 inning. That off-speed pitch. But evidently the cost factor is going to be helped by the football stadium, that the taxes are going to be completed there, so those taxes will take over and build Globe Life Field. So it's going to be a win-win for the city of Arlington, because Mr. Jones' new stadium is going to be paid for.
So Mark Cannon, we saw him do this over the weekend. He's kind of, if he, sometimes when he swings and misses, he really takes a long backswing. And he got Chirinos.
And, you know, I think, and again, I'm not condoning what he does, but as a catcher, there's enough video. And just like when Josh Reddick got Stephen Vogt twice with a catcher's interference, with the way he swings, look how close he is. I mean, you have to know. I mean, he almost had catcher's interference there, and it ends up getting him in the helmet. But if you know a guy's going to have that full swing, just back up, you know, and maybe you don't get hit. But watching that swing, and that was a great shot, his bat almost made contact with the catcher's mitt of Chirinos. And you know, that in itself is an art of how far you position yourself behind the hitter. So that, first of all, you want to make sure you don't have catcher's interference, putting your glove out too quickly, but also, in the case of that, the backswing.
So 0-2 now to Mark Cannon, who had a base hit in the second inning. His hit loaded the bases, and then Luke Roy unloaded the bases. Hamill's waiting. Spoiler swing by Cannon.
When you said Hamill's waiting, once Cannon got set, Hamill's looked like he threw that in slow motion, saying, "You're going to take a time.
Yep,
I'll take my time." And so once again, he's ready.
We hope Rob Manfred is not watching Commissioner Baseball.
Well, we do know one thing: somebody is, and
that's true.
He will probably get a letter for taking too much time, because I mean, right now,
Velcro.
Yeah.
Hanging out.
Hamill's is ready. Now, here's where the delay. This is what Major League Baseball does not like: the time that it takes for the hitter to get in the box to get set. And letters are sent out after perhaps watching this game. And I don't know if Mark will get a letter or not, but he could based on taking too much time.
So 2-2 the count, 61 pitches for him. Left center, hit pretty well, and nobody's going to get it. Rolls to the base of the wall, Canada second, and he'll stop there with a 2-out double. So then is hit number 6 for the A's against Cole Hamels.
If you remember last year when Mark Canna hit a walk-off, this ball elevated, fastball, and usually when you elevate a pitch like that, it's going to be hit just the way Mark Canna did. Shading him slightly to right center, this ball left center. And it was pretty good hang time, but because they were split in the outfield, he said, Mark, you know, what was your approach? He said, I was channeling my swing from the home run they'd hit previously. So when you channel your inner thoughts, it takes longer for you to get set up in the batter's box.
That's my excuse, too.
This is what Jonathan Lucroy did his last at bat. Just enough. The old hitting it right over the left center field wall. Might have been acknowledging some family and friends. He has a home in Dallas in the area.
So a quick 0-2. The road home runs continue to be quite a story for these. 86 home runs in 53 road games. 46 home runs in 48 home games. So the most road home runs in the big leagues, the Oakland Athletics. This one hit in the air to left, but it's playable. Rua, he's got it. Canner stranded at second base. Bottom of the third coming up. The Shields will lead it off. 5-0 A's. Team together. Note for tonight, most defensive shifts against in the majors, the Rangers. 1,101 shifts against their hitters. That is the most in the majors. So what do you make of that, Ray? Compared to the A's at 801, is it just simply, well, I don't think it can just simply be they have a lot of powerful left-handed hitters, which they do. That could be part of it. Bunted and execute defensively, and the A's do.
That's beautiful.
Nicely done.
That's a great play. I mean, first of all, for Olsen to know that Jed Lowry's going to be there. And the older play, Brett Anderson, there's no way he's going to get there. But watch Jed Lowry behind. Here comes Olsen. He knows, okay, here he comes. Boom, boom, and there it is. He's out. And, you know, nice push bunt. Normally that's a base hit. Anderson's not going to get it. But Jed Lowry very smartly coming over is DeShields. They know he's going to bunt. And then probably, hey, we're going to talk about it. If he bunts, Anderson's going to fall off the third base side. Jed Lowry said, I'm gonna be there. You throw to me. And that's kind of a throw by Olsen, just to turn and throw. And just expecting him to be there, and he was.
So 1 out. Here's Chu.
Very unusual to have a 3-4 put out.
Yep.
But that's what that was. But you know, I think what happens, different types. I mean, Matt Chapman now off the line at third base, so I guess you could consider this a shift with Simeon, the shortstop, closer to second. But I think because of the way the left-handers swing the bat, you're probably going to get the majority of the shifts.
Yeah.
You know, with Mazzara, I mean, Gallo, they put 5 outfielders?
Well, I mean, if you think about that, and we showed you the numbers, over 1,100 times the Rangers have been shifted against. Well, Joey Gallo gets shifted every time. He has 326 at-bats. That's not plate appearances. Well, every one of those is going to be a shift.
Exactly. That's a good point.
So, there it is. Makes perfect sense. Getting shifty with it. Joey Gallo, so no surprise. He's on top. Matt Olson's in there.
Getting shifty.
And I think, too, Ray, one thing that I guess we should get this official information. What is considered a shift? Is this a shift on Chu?
It's a bad swing.
It's a bad swing by Chu. And I say that because Simeon was still on the third base side of second base.
Check out this swing, though. Check out this bad swing. Hello. It's an emergency, if ever an emergency. I know it's a strike. Can I make contact? If you're at home and you're young watching, do not copy that. This is a shift now. We're seeing a shift.
Oh, we know. Yeah, that's a shift.
It's a big time shift. That's why Odor, and maybe Matt Chapman's playing where he is now, he shouldn't be bunting with 2 outs. But Chapman is at least playing somewhat on the grass and in a shortstop position.
So that is definitely a shift. But you saw with Chu, Marcus Simeon was still over near his shortstop spot. That one is hit toward the right field corner, and it is off the wall. Odor hustling for second. Piscotty's throw is offline. So Odor with a 2-out double.
Unfortunately, a line drive 2-out double instead of elevating it and hitting a home run. But that's what a guy's supposed to do, hanging breaking ball. He just happened to hit it hard and with the aggressive swing. But watch the ball start to dive quickly. So some top spin, kept it down. Piscotty played it perfectly, but Odor knew he had hit it the way he did, was not thinking it was going to be a home run, was hustling and got into scoring position. See that glove, that mitt that he's putting on? We talked about it before. That extends beyond the finger, so you're gathering about 3 inches. And you slide, so guys that protect themselves, that kind of helps them if they slide head first.
What a note, Elvis Andrus, who hit a fly ball to center field in the first inning.
Andrus has always been known as one of the better off-speed.
High to left field. Pinder's back. Pinder's at the wall. Gone. 5-2.
And that's the change in Elvis Andrus. Hitting third. And all of a sudden, within a matter of 3 pitches, the Rangers have 2 runs. Brett Anderson gave up the double and then elevated the, look at the speed, off speed, 84, and Elvis Andrus got it up, got it out. So, like I said, 27 hard outs here. This is just the 3rd inning. And all of a sudden, the 5-0 is now 5-2.
So home run number 3 for Andrus. Here's Beltre. So a milestone for Elvis Andrus as well. Career hit number 1,500. So he is 5th on the Texas Rangers all-time hit list. Michael Young, Juan Rodriguez, Rafael Palmeiro. Big names on that list. Andrus has been here a long time.
Derek Jeter, he got his 3,000th hit of the home run.
Where's the baseball? Happy young man. Could be a lefty. He could pitch till he's 40 if he plays his cards right. And that's a fair ball. Chapman's got it. His throw. Got him. Olsen kept his foot on the bag. And a terrific play by Matt Chapman, taking a double away from Beltre. Rangers are just glancing to see if there's anything to look at, but we don't think there is.
Just
so
a great
2-run
play.
homer for Elvis Andrus, and it's a 5-2 game after 3. Sensational play by Chapman.
Gets it foul territory, and look at this throw. Nice stretch at first base by Matt Olson. Matt Chapman, he's the best there is. I mean, this is a double over the bag. Fair ball called by Ted Barrett. Into foul territory, Chapman gets up, then stumbles a little bit, but makes a great throw. And Olson probably got him twice. He got touching the bag, plus Beltre approaching the bag. But what a play by Matt Chapman as he continues to be the best there is. It's going to be interesting this weekend with Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, I want you to walk into the Rockies booth
I'm
and
gonna
say exactly what you
I'm
just
gonna
said.
say.
They're going to chuckle at you. You very well may be correct. The good folks in Colorado are going to say, hold on. And then maybe Sunday after game 3, they'll say, yeah, you're right.
Well, if you watch him as we get the opportunity to watch him every day, it's pretty special.
Absolutely.
And, Arenado, we see him in highlights, and unfortunately don't see him as often, or maybe fortunately don't see him. But
there's a shot and a base hit. Marcus Semien. And a juggle in left. Semien's going to try for 2. Got it. Rua did not pick it up clean, and Marcus, hustling around first, saw the little juggle, and he decided to give it a shot towards second base, but he was out.
there's the bobble, and if you're running hard, you just keep going.
I think he's safe.
You think he's safe, you're right. Because the foot comes up, but Odor tags him on the back leg after the front foot's there.
And they are not going to challenge it. So it'll be a single. And then 7-4 on the putout. So 7 hits now for the A's. As Pinder will bat. Backhanded. Anders throws in time. 2 outs. And here's Lowry. I think too, if you're a pitcher in a weather like this, Ray, and in this case Brett Anderson, who just had a little bit of a long bottom of the 3rd. I mean, not real long, but you do need a little bit of a break.
Yes, you do. It's almost like pitching at National League Park, where you want to see a pitcher to be able to catch his breath, and this is not. You don't have to hit, but bottom line, it is hot, and it takes it out of you.
1-0 the count to Lowry, who is 0 for 2. Good swing by Lowry. A's are 57 and 43. 14 games over the 500 mark. So game number 101. 61 left after tonight. And it looks like they're all going to mean something.
Look on Bob Melvin's face. He was happy with Marcus Semien get the base hit, and not happy that it was thrown out at second, but I think he realizes, as we all do, that you need to score more runs.
Absolutely. So a 9-pitch inning for Hamels. Bottom of the 4th coming up.
NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Hey, there's AT Stadium, home of the Cowboys, just, I guess you could say, across the lake. Probably just a couple hundred yards away. There's a base hit. Jurickson Profar is 2 for 2 as he takes a rip at the first pitch.
And it seems like you go back to last time the A's played the Rangers. Profile was hitting everything. Continue tonight, got a 2-strike base hit up the middle this time. First pitch hitting. It's like he knows what's coming. You can start swinging and lift the leg and hits it hard through this infield, which in itself is hard.
Well, the Rangers lead the season series 5-4. I believe all of those 9 games were played before the A's went on this major hot streak, which started on the 16th of June. That really is that's the date that the season started, right? June 16th,
yeah,
right? I mean, we're going with that, right?
Oh yeah. That was a Saturday against the Angels, right?
Exactly. It was the opener. It's the season opener.
Well, they beat the Angels in the season opener, so they just did it again on the 16th.
That's when this terrific hot streak started for the A's. Rolled foul. A's right now have the 6th best record in the major leagues. Pretty good, as Larry David would say. Red Sox, Yankees, Astros, Mariners, Cubs, Athletics. How about that? As I've said before, Ray, there's going to be some extremely disappointed teams in the American League come postseason time. Disappointed because a great regular season could be turned into a quick postseason exit. A's trailing the Seattle Mariners by 3 in the wild card. A's trailing the Astros by 8 in the division. Rua taps it, and it is a foul ball. Mariners are off today, excuse me, Ray. They'll host the Giants Tuesday, Wednesday, then be off again on Thursday, and will be in Anaheim to take on the Angels over the weekend. So that's what's coming up this week for the Mariners. This Paxton's coming back from the disabled list, right? Tomorrow, I think he's going to pitch tomorrow against the Giants. That's the wild card. Yankees, Mariners, and then the A's right on the Mariners' heels.
Yankees a wild card, 29 over 500.
Strike 3 call.
And what I was going to ask, the year the Giants won 101 and didn't make the playoffs because of the Braves. They were in the same division. One on the East Coast, one on the West Coast. How about this pitch? Great off-speed pitch. Right down the middle. Rua, what are you looking for? I don't know. Not that pitch. And he takes it strike 3. And that is a good out. Double play would have been just as nice, but for Brett Anderson getting the strikeout. With a good change up with 2 strikes, he'll take it.
So 1 out. Here's Chirinos. Chirinos hits it hard, and that's a base hit into left field. Well, the Rangers at it again. 2 on 1 out for Ronald Guzman.
Well, it's right there in the middle of the plate, and the aggressiveness of there's Profar, but now Chirinos. And, you know, ground ball pitcher, you could say that's great, but it goes in between 2 guys. If it goes to one to the other, it's a double play, inning over.
And both of the ground balls in this inning have been hit hard, the base hits.
A's would like to see Guzman do what he did his first at bat, the ground ball that Simeon was able to turn into a double play. But one thing about that play is the fact that Profar, who's at second right now, would have scored if Olsen did not come up with a short hop. Because one thing about the Rangers, they will run hard and they will continue to run, especially in the case of the A's trying to turn 2 if the ball is hit the left side. Saw them in the playoffs. Gary Pettis was coaching third, Ron Washington managing. And they're just an aggressive ball club when it comes to running the bases.
Yep, you're right. Same situation here. So Emilio Pagan starts to get loose out in the bullpen. He's bullpen way out in left center field.
And those guys have to be extremely happy that it's 4 night games here. Guys in the bullpen, at least they don't have to worry about the sun beating down on them.
Blocked nicely by Lucroy. Should tell you the Astros are off today as well, just like the Mariners.
Anticipation, that's all this is right here. Move to your left, the ball in the dirt on the breaking ball. And a big block by Jonathan Lucroy does keep the double play in order.
One-two pitch popped up. Shallow left. Pinder hustling in. Simeon out, and Simeon makes the catch. 2 away.
You notice the umpires did not lift their arms because what should be an infield fly rule on a normal, this is not normal. And the umpire is going to make sure, and it's Simeon, not Pinder, making the play, but you know, that's not your routine fly ball that the shortstop or infield is going to catch in the pop-up. And a good play by Simeon going out. Pinder was there, but the fact that he had so far to run, Pinder, that Simeon took charge and made the play.
So now Anderson has to get Delino to Shields. So far at second, Chirinos at first. And the first pitch is just a little off the plate. The Astros are off today. They will be at Colorado Tuesday and Wednesday. And then they will host these Rangers over the weekend. Left center, Pinder's coming in, and he'll get there, and he makes the catch. So the Rangers strand a pair, and we're on to the fifth from Arlington, 5-2 A's.
Where you can get 2 free kids tickets with the purchase of every adult ticket for Monday through Thursday home games now through August. That's right, 2 free tickets, kids tickets, for every purchased adult ticket. And for more information on this summer family great program, visit athletics.com/family. What a deal. You have kids, buy your tickets and let your kids come. How about that? There you go, your swinging age shoes, white shoes.
Love that t-shirt.
It's a good one.
Chris Davis to lead it off against Cole Hamels, top of the 5th inning. First pitch is outside. Hamels has not had a 3-up, 3-down inning tonight. Second inning, he threw 30 pitches. And he's given up 7 hits. Good swing by Chris Davis. The date is the 22nd, Ray, and obviously trade deadline July 31st, so a little over a week. Machado, probably the biggest name, already gone. Sounds like Zach Britton's getting a lot of attention for good reason. The left-handed reliever for the Orioles.
Well, there's no reason for the Orioles to keep anybody really of any value. You don't think they'd love to have somebody take Chris Davis's contract? Bartolo Colon pitching this series.
And Davis swings and misses. Strikeout number 4 for Cole Hamels. And that'll bring up Matt Olson.
Pitch running away from Chris Davis, and unlike yesterday with Melanson, this pitch supposed to be inside, stays outside. Off speed. Hamels looked like he slipped a little bit. Turned out to be a pretty good pitch at 83. Melanson yesterday elevated the cut fastball that KD hit in the right field bleachers. Hamel in this at bat just completed, kept the ball down.
Olson walked and scored in the second, and then he grounded out in the second. He was the one ace hitter that batted twice in that inning. Couple of home runs yesterday for Matt Olson. It's the fourth time already in his career that he's had 2 home runs in a single game. And there's a line drive and a base hit to right field. Let's look at those 2 home runs from yesterday.
Trying to sneak a fastball by for the first one, which did not work. Cueto got the 2-strike fastball, a linear line drive to right field, and it went 2-0 changeup. Gone. And this is Goff swing. Did it stay down the middle of the fairway, just inside the foul pole? So Matt Olson, where's Barreto? Got to pick him up. He's just getting ready to pick him up.
Interesting note. Hard hit rate 54.9%. So hard hit rate is exit velocity of 95 miles per hour or higher. So that's pretty simple, right?
Yeah. Did you say heart attack rate?
No, no, we do not want to have that.
Some pitchers might if he keeps hitting the ball that hard. That's impressive for a young player to have that kind of rate and be able to be really as calm as Matt Olson is, and his play around first base kind of indicates the way he plays the game. Swinging the bat the same way.
Two and one now to Stephen Piscotty. Fly ball to center, ground out to short for Piscotty. Piscotty 0 for 5 yesterday, and that stopped his hitting streak at 11. It was 1 game short of his career high. And this one hit high and deep. Left field, Rua into the corner, and that baby's gone. 7-2 A's lead.
Might be the biggest 2 runs the A's could score in this game. Because the Rangers had come back to score 2. Stephen Piscotty just continues, and watch this great swing on the off-speed pitch. Change up, he stayed on it and got it elevated enough, just like Noah Sanders hit his. 6th home run for Piscotty in this month of July.
So 13 home runs, 48 RBIs for Stephen Piscotty. Watch how he uses his legs, Ray, to go down and get a pitch that's a little lower. See how he, sometimes you got to do that. You got to use your legs even more than normal.
Well, and the fact that that was a changeup, and he got the legs down and then lifted the ball by staying back, and that is a 12th on the road for him. That's a huge, huge home run.
Chapman taps it foul. So 7 runs off Cole Hamels in 4 1/3 innings. So the A's offense just rolling along, especially on the road.
Stephen Piscotty hit a home run off Garrett Cole at the Coliseum on June 13th, and that's it. Just keep swinging the bat. Doesn't matter where you hit him, just hit him.
Chapman could not hold up, and he goes around. So that is 5 strikeouts for Hamels.
Pitch down and in, and that's what he's trying to do. You can see the target by his catcher at 85 with a cut fastball to the back foot. Check swing by Matt Chapman, could not hold up, and a strike 3 call.
2 outs for Canna, who has a single and a double. So Cole Hamels now on the season, 114 innings, has given up 23 home runs, and that's a very high number.
Well, a lot of elevation as we show you with the StatCast what happens when Stephen Piscotty hits his changeup, and that's some 39-degree launch angle. Hang time 5.9 seconds at an exit velocity of 100.6 miles, and that is a good swing by Stephen Piscotty. A little tap at the chest as he approached home plate, and what a fantastic season. And I think the team that he came from, the Cardinals, and the troubles they're having this year.
Rua grabs it, side retired. Piscotty a 2-run homer, bottom of the 5th coming up. The A's now lead the Rangers 7-2. On NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app, presented by your NorCal Honda dealers. Piscotty 2-run homer. Luke Croy a grand slam, 7-2. A's leading the Rangers, bottom of the 5th, first of 4. Chu waves at the first pitch from Anderson. Chu, Odor, and Andrus here in the 5th. 68 pitches for Brett Anderson.
And as you always say, the 3 most important innings for a starting pitcher. 1, 5, and 9. The first inning for Brett Anderson, he hit Chube, got out of the inning, trying to get through this 5th inning, qualify for the win. And he has a good inning. Go out for 6. Keep pitching. That means that's one less guy maybe out of the bullpen they don't have to use.
And the bullpen was used a lot over the weekend.
That's right.
A's do not have an off day until a week from Thursday. So a lot to play into this week because of the ballpark you're in here, and then things can get weird at Coors Field quickly. But the A's a very talented and deep bullpen. Jeurys Familia, the newest member of the A's, got the win yesterday, going 2 innings. And it's inside. He walked in. Well, this summer suite special continues to be the easiest way to get a group of between 18 to 24 people to the ballpark for a fun and affordable night. Lock in a food and drink package with parking and a jersey giveaway, all for one low price. Learn more about the summer suite special at athletics.com/suites. That's athletics.com/suites.
Summer suite special.
See, I would do it.
Yeah, that sounds great, man.
I would do it, Ray, for the month of August.
Yeah. But, you know, like you said over the weekend, a lot of home games in August. A lot of opportunities come out. You saw that
Olsen dropped it, steps on the bag, and that's a double play. That is a thing of beauty. Not for Odor, but for the Athletics.
talk about something happening so fast.
What happened? What just happened?
And you know,
we were talking about suites in August and what a great 2 outs.
And you know, I don't know that he held on in time. It just Chu just walked back. He did tag Chu.
Yeah, the umpire said it was on the exchange, but
oh really? I didn't think he ever had it,
yeah.
but just in case he did tag Chu, so he got a double play regardless. Touch the bag, then tag Chu.
He may have a hole in the web of his glove.
But what a rocket! He never had the ball. That wasn't a transfer.
Yeah,
no.
You're right. Good call, Ray.
Yeah.
And he would have. I mean, it would have been. He ended up being a double play either way. But
yeah.
You're right. He never really had control of it. The umpire said he dropped it when he was taking it out, which was not correct.
And plus, where he was going to throw it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a line drive. You catch the ball and you want to tag the bag, but that's a double play regardless of the fact that Chu dejectedly went back to bag. And, but again, just watch to see if he has any control of this ball. He reaches up, and that's
Fair ball. He calls fair.
Yeah.
Well.
He never called the tag on Chu as part of the double play.
That one hooked down the line, and it is foul.
Elvis Andrus getting a change up, and as quickly as you could say, double by Odor, home run by Elvis Andrus, and you had a 5-2 game, and that's why the home run by Piscotty was huge, because he got the 2 runs back.
So 1-2 the count to Andrus.
And you have to wonder if Matt Olson had not caught that ball, it would have been foul.
Probably.
You know, because it was hooking. So, things happening. Got the double play regardless. That's the most important thing for Brett Anderson and the Athletics.
A couple of double plays in this game by the A's. And he got him swinging. Andrus chases a pitch that's low, and that is 5 strikeouts for Brett Anderson. It's a 7-2 A's lead.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I'll take it. What do you think?
Wow. Yeah, I got to throw some chips on there too, just for good measure. Hey, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. It's the veteran Matt Moore who comes in relief. So Cole Hamels for a couple walks, 5 strikeouts in 5 innings of work. So Moore takes over. 12 starts this year, nothing good. 1-6 with a 7.11 ERA. Nine hits, 7 runs, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts, and a couple of home runs allowed for Cole Hamels. So not a great outing. Will it be his last as a Texas Ranger? Moore reaches down and grabs that one. And Lucroy is retired.
You know, that's an important point, partner, because you could say, well, the trading deadline is a week from tomorrow night if he pitches every 5th day. But a club who might want him would say, wait a minute, don't start him. Let him start for our club instead of pitching for the Rangers and having to wait. If you say today's Monday, so Saturday.
Saturday would be his next time.
Yeah, Saturday, and then next time would be 2 days after the trading deadline.
Plus, you don't want him to get hurt.
Absolutely. I thought it was an interesting story about Manny Machado. When he was taken out of the 5th inning after 5 innings, they said it was because of the rain in Baltimore. But they pretty much had said, you're traded. And we don't know where. We're not going to tell you where, and that's why he played the All-Star game, and then they told him after the fact. Very interesting story in USA Today today about him.
Yeah, that was a good story. And listen, I mean, I don't think anybody was really all that surprised that a trade had been consummated before the All-Star, right before the All-Star game for Machado. These things tend to leak out a little bit.
Well, they even said about Familia that he was in the bullpen of the Mets and everybody's shaking his hand, and 18 hours later the trade was consummated. So I mean, it does leak out, and unfortunately sometimes too much, as far as we find out a couple years ago with the Mets.
2-2 the count to Marcus Semien.
But the strange thing, it just as a coincidence, according to Machado, when he took a selfie with Matt Kemp at second in the All-Star game. Now he's his teammate and locker mate, but at the time really did not know it was the Dodgers.
A little bit high, so full count. There's Familia. Did a good job yesterday, got a W.
Frankie Montas was very happy. He says he's from my same hometown.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Tap toward third. Profar charges, throws on the run. Nice play by Jurickson Profar. Jerry's Familia yesterday against the Giants in a very exciting win. And you know what? Not only did he pitch 2 great innings, but the A's needed him yesterday.
Absolutely, yeah. Big pick by Matt Olson on this double play. And Dave Familia, as it turned out, because the way the Giants came back, Familia actually came in like he would as a closer, as we talked about, pitched the 9th, get the A's back, and then when they didn't score, went back out for the 10th.
Belted towards center. DeShields is going to get over there, and Matt Moore has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We are headed to the bottom of the 6th. 7-2 the A's lead Texas.
and 99 cents. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live or on demand. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of the special offer. And we encourage you to do so. But
yeah,
most importantly, to watch your team right now, right here, because we got them on. You don't even have to do that to watch the A's play.
So Brett Anderson back out there, and that's good news.
That is great news. And big double play last inning really helped as Emilio Pagan. I mean, he just stands and he's loose. I mean, seriously, with this weather, you don't have to warm up too many times.
Hit pretty well to right. Piscotty going back, but he's going to have room. And Beltre is retired, 1 away.
And you know, with Pagan up in the bullpen, the skipper could be saying with a 5-run lead, you know, you're loose. You're going to get 8 on the mound. Let Brett Anderson go batter to batter. 83 pitches for him, so he's fine. Very encouraging, considering at the beginning we showed his numbers 0-3 pitching in Arlington. And 3 injuries, so maybe it was 3 for 3. 3 injuries and 3 losses. But good to see him pitching well tonight, getting some run support.
See if he can retire Profar, who has singled twice. Backhanded by Marcus Semien. His throw in time, 2 outs.
And amazing. There's your ground ball. Hit similarly the way the previous one had been. Went to left field. This one right at Semien. Crow hop, first base. Perfect throw, 2 outs on 4 pitches.
You know what's good on a night like tonight if you're in the dugout, Ray?
The fan like
can't have a margarita. The old ammonia water.
Oh, that's great stuff. But you know what's great?
Good up here in the booth too.
But what's good right now is this fan that we have in our back, blowing that hot air out of the booth.
Yeah, it feels good.
It does feel great.
If you've ever had ammonia water,
it's good stuff.
Held over your head or put on your face, you're missing it because it's one of the greatest feelings in the world.
It is the greatest.
Something about it.
But it
cools off your whole body.
Yeah, the fan is good.
Fan is good.
You know, I actually passed a fan someplace today that there was a mist. It came out as water. You know, so it not only cooled you off, but it soaked you.
Genius.
How about that? It's got the fan positioned perfectly for the A's in the bullpen.
Well, did you see the picture in the local paper today? They were talking about the temperature at the ballpark yesterday because it was a day game, and what they did is they were putting ice packs on the ground.
That's right.
And then putting a fan up against the ice pack and turning the fan on to try to get the fan to blow the kind of the cooler air from the ice pack out toward the people walking on the concourse. It's a lot of work for a ball game.
Yeah, put a roof on it. And they are.
But it has cooled off, and it's much more comfortable now, although still quite steamy. 1-2 to Ryan Rua. Hey, we teased the Texas Rangers TV announcers, C.J. Nitkowski and Dave Raymond, 2 good guys. They got shorts on.
Sure they do.
Maybe we were teasing them because we're a little jealous, but.
And so David Raymond brought some cookies over.
That's right. Trying to make us feel better.
But next door, Eric Nadel, Hall of Fame radio broadcaster, Matt Hicks, both have Bermudas on as well.
Yeah. I am a little jealous then, but we're not going to take it to that level, Ray.
No, we're pros. As long as we have that fan in the back.
Pitch number 91 coming up from Brett Anderson. Did he go? Yes. Cool. Thank you very much.
Ben, have a night, Ben.
Ben May. So Brett Anderson, a good job tonight through 6 innings.
How about this? Brett Anderson 0-3 coming in against the Rangers here in Arlington, but tonight 6 solid innings. Would give up a 2-run home run to Elvis Andrus, but a good outing, good breaking ball down and in. He threw some pitches down, check swings, and a great defensive play by his third baseman. And Brett Anderson with a walk, 6 strikeouts, and in line for a win that, if he gets it, would be his second and even his record of the season.
Bob Melvin talking to Edwin Jackson. Edwin Jackson will start on Wednesday.
And we're going to talk about Brett Tomko, because Edwin Jackson will try to get his 100th, as Tomko did. Still trying. And we said when he pitched, Friday, there's, hey, you have a chance if he doesn't get the win tonight, which he didn't, to get number 100 on Wednesday. A personal young man, good acquisition by the Athletics. And when you have 12 starters on a season, in a season that you'd like to have 5, 6, maybe 7, but 12 is pretty remarkable for the Athletics.
I think there's a respect factor with the A's toward Edwin Jackson.
Yeah, I agree.
The fact that he's been around so long and he's had a fair amount of success in his career.
And you know, the way he pitches and the way he acts.
Yeah.
It's
He's very confident.
Exactly. I mean, he's got a great outlook on life, very personable young man, and he has to be the type of pitcher, especially for the pitchers, that you want to try to follow.
Now, I think there's something to the fact that listen, it's going to be easier for Edwin Jackson to be relaxed and having a good time because he's made huge amounts of money. Right? I mean, you can relax, right?
Oh, yeah.
As far as compared to maybe a young guy who's trying to establish himself and trying to show that he belongs. So it's probably a little bit easier for somebody like Edwin Jackson. But the fact that he shows some confidence, I think you can learn from that.
But you know, he said something last night, because he got this smile, and he said something when we got in. He said, you know what, if you're in the big leagues, there's never a bad day. You know, you don't have bad days in the big leagues, and that's a great attitude to have. And he says even what you consider as a bad day is a good day. And I think he's a great influence on, in the case of not just the pitchers, but the position players as well. Because there's a lot of young players that can go to him and talk to him about the game of baseball in a lot of respects. Sean Manaea, who 6 2/3 yesterday, got a no decision, but only gave up 1 run on his own. One of the bullpen gave up.
3-2 pitch is outside, so a leadoff walk for Lowry. Well, game 2 will be tomorrow night. We'll have it for you right here in NBC Sports California. Frankie Montas will be back up from the minor leagues. He will get the start. He will be opposed by the left-hander Mike Minor. Our coverage begins at 4:30 with A's pregame live. You can also stream the A's on the go with NBCSportsCalifornia.com and the NBC Sports app. So Frankie Montas will be back tomorrow. So there will be a roster move made by the Athletics tomorrow. Chris Davis, line drive and a base hit to center field. Davis is 2 for 4.
A good swing by Chris Davis on a base hit. Of course, he had a rocket to left field for a double, and his second at bat to drive in a run. Launch angle on this is about head high for as he ducked quickly.
He heard it.
Yes, he did. The Sigs coming by. You know, I was thinking over the weekend, and you look at Chris Davis. The last 2 years, he's hit 42 and 43 home runs in a season, which is remarkable. This year, he's sitting right now, thanks to the 2 yesterday. He's got 23, which means the A's are playing their 101st game. 61 remaining. But the one thing I like about him is the fact that he's getting hits, he's driving in runs. He hit the home run yesterday, tie ball game, which is great. Got the A's the lead in the first inning with a 2-run home run. But tonight, he drives in a run with a double. He's got a base hit up the middle. So, yeah, 40, 45, 50 home runs are great. But if you can do other things, which he is doing this year, maybe he won't hit the 40 home run mark. But if he does the things that he's doing also to drive in runs and help this ball club win, that's just as important as hitting 43 to 45 home runs the way he has done the last 2 years.
I don't think there's any question that if you think about Chris Davis as a hitter, his first year with the A's and where he's at now as a hitter, I think he's a much better hitter.
I agree.
Now, it doesn't mean he's going to hit 320, but I do think he's a significantly better hitter.
You look at the great hitters in the game. I think Manny Ramirez is one just because of the number of runs he drove in. He was an RBI producer. You look at guys who can drive and do drive in runs. They do it a lot of times without the home run. And Chris Davis has shown that this year. And I think, I mean, just like yesterday, he comes up with a home run to tie the game, which is great. But he also, just like he did in Chicago, got a base hit with a shift to left. He hit a ball towards second base, ends up being a 2-run single.
So 2-2 the count to Olson. Well, can Chris Davis, sitting on 108 home runs in his 3 years with the A's, most home runs in 3 consecutive seasons. Mark McGwire 125 in 95, 96, and 97. So Chris Davis would need 17 home runs in the final 62 games, 61 games. So he could certainly do it. He would need a big final 2 months. But we've seen him hit home runs in bunches.
Yeah.
So really, it's not a ridiculous thought that he could catch up to McGwire.
You know, also this year is his first year that he's kind of the permanent designated hitter, which in itself is a little bit different because he really thinks only about the hitting part because that's all he has to think about.
High pop up on the infield. Infield fly rule is called. So the umpires wait. They wait for a while just to make sure it's a. They have to decide, is this a routine pop up? So they will wait just a little bit and then they'll lift up their hand.
Matt Olson shaking his head, going back to the dugout.
So you may think, well, Matt, it's 7-2. It's okay, but there's RBIs out there,
right,
man.
And you don't want to have, you don't ever want to give an at bat away. That's a great point. You know, that you can see the frustration. Guy can go 3 for 3, makes it out on the last at bat. He's upset.
Sure.
Because he didn't get his 4th. Maybe just missed a pitch, but you like to see that attitude. I mean, he's 2 home runs yesterday, giving him 21 on the season, 24 last year, what, 59 games. So, I mean, off to a tremendous career in his first full season. And his play at first base, I mean, we might be seeing first and third basemen with some pretty good Gold Gloves in their careers.
Piscotty homered in the 5th. That one sliced to right. That's a thing of beauty. Drops fair down the line. Lowry's going to score. Davis is going to get to third. He'll stop there. Piscotty with an RBI double, and it's 8-2. That was a nice job of hitting by Stephen Piscotty.
Well, it's just like you're talking about. You know, he hits a home run on a changeup. Next at bat, they go away. So thank you. I'll just go to right field. 92-mile-an-hour fastball. If he tries to pull it, it's probably going to be a double play. Instead, slices it down the right field line. Plenty of fair territory. Chu gets to it. No play except to get the ball back in. Second and third for the Athletics. And that's a good job of hitting. And another leadoff walk in the center.
So 3 RBIs tonight for Piscotty, 49 on the season. And here's Chapman. So he's staring at some RBIs. Corner infielders, Profar at third, Guzman at first, come in even with the bag. Strike. So Matt Moore on in relief of Hamels. Moore had a 3-up, 3-down, 6th inning, but nothing good here in the 7th for the Rangers left-hander. Right on the inside corner, 1-2. tapped foul. And Matt Moore had a really bad year last year, right? And he's having a bad year this year.
Yes, he is.
And he's still only 29 years old. We've seen him be pretty good. But when you have two really, really bad back-to-back seasons, that's not good.
Yeah, and even being left-handed may not help.
No. Chapman just got a piece of it. Count stays 1-2. White Sox and the Angels are underway in Anaheim. Angels right at 500. They're 50-50. Inside, Angels are 7 games behind the A's in the standings.
Put Albert Pujols on the DL.
I think they did.
Yeah, something happened to him. They got a lot of injuries, to the point that I just read they hired somebody to be kind of proactive with some of the things that have happened surgery-wise.
Toward the left field corner, and that baby is gone.
Wow. It's a rocket.
So it's a 4-run 7th inning, and it's 11-2.
That's his first home run since returning from the disabled list. June the 10th was his last. And that's a great at bat. This looked like his throw across the diamond. The line drive. Lays the bat down gently and trots around the bases with a 3-run home run. That was a bullet. Launch angle, clothesline. That's about it.
So the A's have a 2-run homer, a 3-run homer, and a grand slam.
That had to feel good for Matt Chapman.
So he now has 11 home runs on the year.
Well, you said it best. Some RBIs are out there, and he took advantage of it with a 3-run home run.
Got 33 runs batted in. But he fouled off some pretty tough pitches and then got one to hit. See, a lot of the A's hitters do that really all season long. See, that's an A's fan down there on the ground. See, even our fans give it their all, Ray. See, you know what? You got Chapman diving, making a play. You got that guy diving, making a play. Both terrific athletes.
But I want our great crew to go back to Piscotty's home run because the same guy missed it, and he.
You know what, Ray? It's all about effort, buddy. You know that. It's all about effort. That big guy, he's out there. He's out there getting a full workout in.
Boy, he did. He laid out, didn't he?
Telling you, diving. You see that guy in spring training. Odor's going to track it down, and that's the second out. Check out our guy. Check out our guy. Tell me this guy's not a gamer. Look, move it.
Go for it.
Watch. See, that's just all out, 110%.
He didn't get the ball. Give it to him.
You know, Ray, I didn't think it was possible physically to give 110%, but now that I watched our A's fan right there, it is possible.
Yeah.
Nice job, big man.
Like Billy Butler, didn't it?
We love our fans, whether we're home or on the road.
StatCast on Matt Chapman, 115 miles, 18-degree launch angle, 396. I mean, that was a swung on gone by Matt Chapman. I mean, that was down and perfect, and he just roped it. I mean, seriously, it looked just like his throw across the diamond.
Absolutely. Well, they were both about 100 miles an hour.
Right.
So.
Makes a great defensive play. Base hit up the middle, a play that was upheld right before Lucroy hit the slam. So a good night for Matt Chapman as always.
2-1 the count to Lucroy. The grand slam in the second, fly ball to left in the third, and a bouncer back to the pitcher in the sixth for A's catcher. Missed again inside. A's with 5 in the second, 2 in the fifth, 4 here in the seventh. Rangers got their 2 runs in the third. Just got a piece of it. All right, watch our guy on the Piscotty home run. See, look at the effort though, Ray. Look at the effort.
He picked it up with his glove and dropped.
It's all about the effort.
So it was the effort.
You play hard like that, Ray, good things are going to happen.
You mean third time's a charm?
He's got to be ready.
You know, if Frank were here, we'd have him take a baseball out to him.
And that one is over the head of Rua. Lucroy rounds first, and he's going to ease into second with a double. So another line drive that sails right over Rua's head.
Oh,
see, look at it.
That's called a strawberry.
You know what, Ray? There will be no Band-Aid. There will be no towel. That strawberry's there. Just let it be.
Nobody get a strawberry when you slide head first into second with dirt. He got it on concrete. It's all right, though.
You know what? He may have played a doubleheader today somewhere and then come right to the ballpark. We don't know that.
He is an A's fan. And he, you know how smart he is, Kai, just thinking about it. He knows that the A's had a lot of home runs on the road. So where is he in left field?
Absolutely.
He's in left field.
He's wiping off his other knee, too.
There's nothing wrong with his left knee. It's the right knee.
Doug Brocail is going to come out, chat with Matt Moore, who now has fallen behind 2-0. Marcus Semien.
I was checking to see if Austin Beatman Dirks is still on the roster, and he is, because he took one for the team on Saturday. Talking about needing a start. Yesterday they got it from Giovanni Gallardo, but it's Claudio loosening in the bullpen. But I mean, when you stay out there long enough that you set records for the most innings, most pitches, reliever,
There's nothing good about
most hits, most runs to save it.
Well, the Rangers in the first 2 games of that series against the Indians allowed 25 runs. And then yesterday they win the game with a shutout.
Yeah. It was Giovanni Gallardo.
But tonight, different story. The A's have pounded the Rangers for 11 runs and 13 hits. Not close. 3-0. So Semien is the 8th batter to bat in this inning. Semien, a walk and a single, scored a run, 1 for 3. And that's lined to left, and that's going to be another run. Semien rounds first. He's going to hustle for second, and the throw is not in time this time, and it's an RBI double to make it 12-2.
Great hustle by Marcus Semien. This time he was going for 2 once he hit it, and with 2 outs, good idea is Bannister making the walk to the mound. Jonathan Lucroy with the high fives after a double with 2 outs.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Sports California is brought to you by California's Great America. It's amazing at California's Great America, with roller coasters and water slides, all for one price.
Well, the A's have scored 5 times here in the 7th inning to completely blow the game open. It's 12-2. The new pitcher is the lefty Alex Claudio. Claudio appearing in his 40th game. He was just activated from the disabled list on Saturday. He was on the disabled list with an ankle sprain, but not on for very long, just the actual 10 days. So here's Pinder to face Claudio with Simeon at second base. Marcus driving in Lucroy with the double. And the first pitch is sliced down the right field line, and it is off the wall. Pinder's going to have to hustle. Choose throw is offline. Another double, and it's 13-2. That ball did not miss going out by a whole lot.
And the way Chu reacted, I thought it was. He just stood there, but it kept slicing. And so another double to right field. Chad Pinder against the first pitch, elevated. And Pinder showing his power. Almost hit it out to right field. Maybe thought he had, but realized when it started to drop quickly, he had to hustle into second base. About 3 to 4 feet from being an opposite field home run.
And here's Lowry, who started this inning with a walk. How about this inning? 6 runs, 6 hits, 4 doubles, and a home run. So 4 doubles, a home run in this inning alone.
And the second time in this game, the A's have batted around.
A's have 6 doubles total in the game.
That's a great note.
So the A's coming in 5th in the American League in total runs scored, have dropped a 13 spot on the Rangers, and it's still only the 7th inning. Lowry waves at that pitch.
Cup, I think in our open or before the game we were talking about, would there be a letdown after 6 consecutive games against the Giants? A lot of attendance, 272,000 for the 6 games total. There's been no letdown tonight. They've played extremely well, and this is a credit to the ball club, the skipper, the staff, the players, just realizing that maybe something special is happening, and they want to continue to do it, no matter who they're playing, where they're playing.
And it's not that the players are going to, you know, letdown is it's sort of a hard word to define, because it's not like the players like, let's just relax. No, that's not it. But it's just you're going from your home ballpark that's jammed with people to a ballpark where there's not a lot of people and it's 103 degrees out.
Exactly.
So
no life.
No letdown here. So the A's busted open a 6th spot. 3 of them coming on this home run by Matt Chapman. Bottom of the 7th coming up. becomes the first black player inducted into baseball's Hall of Fame. Joining the Dodger infielder in the Cooperstown ceremony are Bob Feller, veteran manager Bill McKinney, and outfielder Eddie Roush. Jackie Robinson. So a Hall of Famer in 1962. You know what's really sad about Jackie Robinson is he died at such a young age. He was such
it's true.
He was such a great player, obviously, and we know everything he did, but I think he would have been so great.
Yeah.
Could you imagine him as an ambassador for the game of baseball going into his later years? And he really left us very, very early, unfortunately, but to say he made a big impact would be one of the biggest understatements of all time.
55 World Series. And yeah, you're right. Just way too young.
Yeah.
And
so the new pitcher is Emilio Pagan. So Anderson gets 6 innings. Goes 6 innings and a good 6 innings. So nice job by Brett Anderson. And now Pagan takes over. 2-0, 3.73 ERA. It's time for change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts, as he faces Robinson Chirinos. New second baseman is Franklin Barreto. So Lowry is done for the night. Chirinos a strikeout and a base hit. Inside corner first drive. Well, with Jonathan Lucroy obviously catching tonight, and having a good ball game, a couple of hits, a grand slam, but also sitting back there in tough weather conditions with all the gear on. You wonder if Bob Melvin would go Lucroy Fegley in this series. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not.
it's a possibility, but I think the fact that they're all night games, it helps.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. Matter of fact, the only day game actually is going to be on Sunday in Colorado. But I think Jonathan Lucroy, as Bob Melvin said, the series against San Diego, which was Monday off, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, he was going to catch both games, even though one of those games was with Chris Bassett pitching and Fegley had caught him. And Bob Melvin basically said he's here for a reason, and that's to handle the pitching staff. And you know, in a game like this, in a stadium like this, you never know. The one thing the A's did do in the last series here, they would alternate taking batting practice on the field. And they took it today, first game of the series. We'll see tomorrow if they're going to do that. And you know, it's just very impressive. They come out in the shorts, like you said, and both teams did it, and so it's even. But you know, it's tough to take batting practice. You just walk out and you're loose. There aren't cages indoors that Darren Bush and Mike Aldretti can take the players, take their batting practice. But it's something, just like you said. I mean, there's a problem of having two catchers, because you take one out now, something should happen to Fegley if he comes in. Then what are you going to do? Yeah. And that's why you almost have to save somebody back just in case. In the case of Fegley, it may be that he doesn't catch tonight. Maybe in a situation like this, you might take Lucroy out if he's going to catch tomorrow. And it's hard to do.
1-2 the count to Ronald Guzman, who's 0 for 2.
And like you said earlier, that with Frankie Montas starting tomorrow night, somebody has to be sent out.
Somebody will go,
you know, to make room for Frankie.
Fouled straight back by Guzman. Now, all night games here in Texas, and we thank them for that. And that one is hit deep to right center field, and nobody's going to get it. Bounces off the wall. Chirinos is being waved around third, and he's going to come in to score. So it's going to be an RBI double for Guzman to make it 13-3. Guzman, the top hitting prospect for the Rangers, and he's getting a chance to play pretty much every day.
Well, a leadoff walk and a 2-strike fastball center cut, and Guzman didn't miss it, especially in the right center field gap. And Chirinos with the ball in front of him, able to see it and score easily from first base. He is a powerful young man.
Well, here's DeShields. DeShields has grounded out and hit a fly ball to left field. Lucroy blocks that one. Red Sox winning again, beating the Orioles 5-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Boston with the best record in all of baseball. They got 70 wins. And the Yankees trailing 7-6 in the top of the 9th in St. Petersburg against the Rays. It's a 5-game lead for Boston over New York. Those two teams still have 10 games left against each other, the Red Sox and the Yankees.
And you know what? It would be nice, as we've talked about over the weekend, about the Yankees and the Red Sox to help the second wild card participants, because if the Red Sox and Yankees go down to the wire where it's close, then maybe they utilize their better pitchers to try to win it. And you know, that play in game, I mean, if it's a blowout, then kind of an automatic down the stretch, then that pitcher who's going to be trying to get them into a 5-game postseason will be available.
Simeon charges. Quick throw, and out at first is Delino DeShields. So 1 out with Guzman staying at second base.
Nice thing about Marcus Simeon, he does it on this. Watch how he catches the ball, grab it, and throw it. And he cannot waste any time. We see it at times where he'll double clutch a little bit, take an extra step, but he knows the speed of DeShields, knows he has to catch and throw, had a good enough grip, strong enough arm, able to make the strong throw. I think right before our eyes, we're seeing a young man develop into a pretty good shortstop, even though he still makes some errors, but there seems to be an improvement.
Here's Willie Calhoun. He's the pinch hitter. Saw Calhoun at the end of last year. In fact, he was part of the Darvish trade, right?
Yes, he was.
He did not make the Rangers out of spring training. Big chopper. Chapman stumbles a little bit. Guzman's in his way. Doesn't matter. Chapman fires it over to first in time. So that's the second out. There's a lot going on that play.
Wow. There's your high chopper, and Guzman running third base on the high chopper, but he also had to make sure, first of all, his head didn't get hit, but Matt Chapman let the ball come down, palm up, and got the ball, made his typically strong throw across the diamond.
So 2 outs, and here's Odor. Odor is 1 for 3. A nice block by Lucroy, still working hard back there.
And pitchers love that. I mean, that's a run on a wild pitch if it gets by. Instead, Lucroy able to block the ball. But, you know, one thing Steve Vucinich showed Jonathan Lucroy last time the A's were in town, knowing that it's a lot of hot weather, especially here. He has an equipment bag for the catchers with rollers, with that when the bag sits down, it does not hug the floor. the ground, and the equipment dries out because of the rollers on the bag.
Makes sense.
Yeah, and so, you know, Luke will put his catching equipment in the bag, dries out overnight, probably hangs it out.
Here's the shift for Odor. Another guy that gets shifted a lot. Pop up. Should be a play for Chapman. Waiting. He's got it, and that will do it for the Rangers. They get a run on Guzman's double. 8th inning coming up. 13-3 A's lead. Customers say, show me the Oakland A's in your X1 voice remote and get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. 13-3, the A's lead the Rangers. Game 1 of a 4-game series here in Arlington. The A's last trip to Arlington this year. They had a quick 2-game series here not long ago. This is a 4-gamer, and then on to Colorado for an interleague matchup against the Rockies. Davis to lead it off. Alex Claudio stays in there. Chris Davis lays off. Chris Davis tonight is 2 for 4 with a single, a double, an RBI, and a run scored. Bunch of defensive changes. Willie Calhoun's in left. Rua goes over to right. Profar is the shortstop now, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is the third baseman. So Elvis Andrus is out. Chu is out. Swing and a miss, and now it's 2-2. Last inning, he's got 6 runs and 6 hits. Matt Moore's line, 1 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 runs, 1 walk. No strikeouts.
That's not good.
That's not good.
That will inflate your ERA, which is already bad anyway.
That one driven to right center field. That's hit pretty well, and that baby's gone.
That wasn't just gone, that was way gone.
Could be heating up, folks.
Yes, he could. And especially when he hits him in that direction, like he did yesterday to tight. And tonight to right center on the pitch that was away. At 85, that's perfect for him to say, thank you, let's go. And he did it.
Hey, the A's have homered for the cycle.
That's right.
Solo, 2-run shot, 3-run shot, grand slam. So 4 home runs yesterday, 4 home runs tonight for the Athletics. 135 home runs now in the year. And that one way inside to Olsen. Here's Davis now 24 home runs and 69 RBIs. Missed again inside, 2-1.
This is special. When you go oppo on a StatCast, this is impressive. 107 off the bat, 25 degrees, 432 feet above and beyond the bullpen of the Rangers. Opposite field. That's impressive. A's twice this year have hit 5 home runs in a game. The San Diego game after Piscotty hit the home run off hand on the Tuesday night. Also had an Angels game they hit 5.
3-2 to Olsen. Olsen is 1 for 3 with a single, a walk, and he has scored a couple of runs. Ripped foul off the front of the dugout for the Rangers. Well, the Rays hung on and beat the Yankees 7-6 in St. Petersburg. Olsen line drive, center field, base hit. 17 hits for the A's.
After ripping one foul down the first base line, goes right back up the middle, duck. So Matt Moore have to duck, and Claudio ducks. And I don't blame them for ducking, because you throw a pitch that's hit that hard over probably 100 miles per hour back at you, and you're 60 feet of 6 inches away.
And here's Piscotty. He's had a big ball game. 2 for 4. Home run, double, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. In that Yankees game, the Rays knocked around Luis Severino, and very few teams have done that this year. Severino pitched 5 innings. He gave up 11 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. So he took the loss. He's now 14-3. Piscotty lays off that pitch at 71 miles an hour. It's funny, last year Claudio was probably the best Rangers reliever.
That's right.
He was tough. And now I know he's just off the disabled list, but he's kind of, this is a mop-up game. And he's thrown 23 pitches. That one in for a strike, so now the count is full 3-2.
John Fisher, the owner of the Athletics, principal owner, watched the game and told Mickey Morbido and Mickey, Takes the ball out.
Did you bring it all the way out there, Mick?
You took it out. That's
All
Mickey
right,
sent it out.
John Fisher to Mickey Morabito to
The A's fan who's got a
Rangers
strawberry on his right knee.
to our great A's fan.
That's great. He missed 2. That's great. Nice going, Mickey. Here's the lefty. Look at the lefties.
The little lefties now having the time of his life. So not only does, of course, John Fisher takes care of all of us, but so does Mickey Morabito.
He takes care of everybody for sure. Absolutely. See, Frank's not here. Frank in the booth and Yankees are in town. Took one out. So thank you, Mickey. That's great.
Mickey, thank you.
Yeah, that's great. Great job. And that fan is going to thank Mickey.
He's our guy. He is our guy.
And John Fisher. I mean, thank God, John Fisher. And watching the game and very happy probably that his club is doing what they're doing tonight. And an A's fan here in Arlington sitting next to an Astros fan said, hey, we'll take care of the A's fan.
The only thing he doesn't have is a couple of Band-Aids for his knees. But you know what? He's okay.
He's a gamer. Thank you, Mr. Fisher.
Hey, there's another hit. Chapman drives into right field. They're going to wave home Olsen. He's going to score. And it's 15-3. Matt Chapman with his 3rd hit and his 4th RBI.
Well, after pulling a ball, and this is what makes this very nice about this ball club, to be able to see Piscotty pull a ball to left field, a 2-run home run. Chapman hits a 3-run home run. Then next to bat, the guys go to right field with bullets. So that's a great job of hitting, basically hitting the pitch where it's thrown.
So now Canna comes up. Still nobody out. 4 consecutive hits. Actually, Piscotty walked, so 3 hits and a walk. Tough to keep track, you know.
Yes, it is. It's a nice feeling, though.
15 runs on 18 hits. And we got a position player, Carlos Tocci. He's an outfielder, but he's going to be a pitcher tonight. And there's a strike. So homer single, walk single.
Well, Cap, you know what's really nice on Saturday with the record-selling crowd of attendance at the Coliseum? His president Dave Campbell was there yesterday. Chief Operating Officer Chris Giles. And tonight, the owner, John Fisher, sends a baseball out to an A's fan. From California to Arlington, Texas. And there he is. Phone's blowing up. Yep.
See if he'll wave to us. Should say thank you, Mr. Fisher.
That's right. And he's rubbing his left knee, and the right knee has the strawberry. That's a credit to Mr. Fisher that he's watching this game. California, it's 10 minutes to 8, so I wouldn't blame him for watching it. So the entire front office ownership group taken care of.
3-2 to Mark Canna. Canna out in front, bounces it into the A's dugout. Marcus Simeon made a nice play. Mark Canna tonight is 2 for 4. Single, double, and a run score. Nice play by Profar, out at second, on to first, not in time. Canna beat it out. So that's the first out of the inning.
Took a diving play by Profar, who was already made some pretty good plays at third base, showing his ability to move over to the shortstop position.
So that is going to be it for Claudio, who throws 33 pitches, and we have an outfielder coming in to pitch. Carlos Tocci. When it's time for change, things
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company.
All right, we have a outfielder now pitching for the Texas Rangers. His name is Carlos Tocci. He's a right-hander. And he eases one in there for a strike to Jonathan Lucroy. Runners at the corners with one.
80-mile-per-hour fastball. Can't tell you exactly what he throws. Major League debut as a pitcher in the outfield for 25 games.
Lucroy fouls it. See the note down at the bottom. It's the 15th time the Rangers have used a position player to pitch in their history. He's the 13th player to do it. So a couple of guys have done it more than once.
Jonathan Lucroy just kind of flat-footed trying to make contact.
And he does, and he hits one in the air. Backpedaling is Odor. And the ball drops. Throw to second base is not into. No, the throw home, and they got him. They were going to throw to second base to see if they could get Canna. Then they decided to throw home, and somehow they got Piscotty.
That's amazing. Confusion in the outfield. Triangle. Backpedaling. I got it, you take it. Picking the ball up was that Ruoff, and he did throw to the plate. And if Bob Melvin wasn't scoring, he might challenge it because it looked like the foot got in off the glove of Odor, but right to Ryan Ruoff, who made the strong throw. Oh, he blocked it. He's got his foot.
He got his foot, and Piscotty could not touch the bag.
The fielder's choice, 9-2.
Huh. Crazy play. So yeah, you're right. Ray, fielder's choice, 9-2. Ruoff looked at second. I think his initial thought was, well, we can get the out there, and then he realized, hey, I got a shot at home.
Hitters do not like this because it's no fun. It's embarrassing. You know you're hoping to do something. That's why Lucroy, the first batter, did make contact, but you know it's just. I mean, Lucroy hits a grand slam in the second inning off of Cole Hamels, and now he has to face a right fielder, an outfielder, in his last at bat.
3-1 now to Marcus Semien, his 6th at bat. It's only the 8th inning, folks.
And Bannister's comment as he brought in Tocci, probably his comment was, "Don't get hurt." You know, I mean, you're in here, just don't try to fool anybody. Just throw the ball. I'm trying to save the bullpen.
3-2 pitch. Hit toward left field. That's Willie Calhoun back, and Calhoun makes the catch. So pretty good job by Carlos Tocci, but the A's score a couple more runs. Chris Davis with a home run. It's now 15-3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th. your local Toyota dealers. Lots of crooked numbers for the Athletics. 15 runs, 18 hits, no errors. For the Rangers, 3-7-0. Brent Anderson, a good 6 innings under tough conditions. A very, very hot night. 99 degrees at first pitch. And he did well, and he's home runs again. 4 home runs tonight, so they have hit 8 home runs in the last 2 games. So 15-3, bottom of the 8th inning. Some A's fans hanging in there. So you stick around for the entire game tonight, you're doing good. Those 2 little guys are going to sleep good tonight.
And they get to gloat.
That's true. You can gloat a little bit.
Say, hey, we went to an A's game against the Rangers and beat up on them.
So it is the bottom of the 8th inning. J.B. Wendelken comes in. Pretty good season in AAA and now in the big leagues. 68 strikeouts in 41 innings, and he was in the big leagues a couple years ago. Ray, he's got a big fastball.
Very good fastball. Bobby Wall, who also a good reliever, was traded in the familiar trade to the Mets. So that's a good 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Lights up the Xfinity sign.
So it's Nick Martini now in left field, Pinder to right. So Piscotty is out. This is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa hitting right at 250. We saw him in the last series we were here. He was playing third base. Now he's catching.
Yeah,
how about that? I was surprised when I read that today. And it sounds like he's doing a pretty good job.
Well, they only Liz Torinos as their catcher on the roster we were given before flying in here, and the reason is, well, the only other guy that ever saw do that was Jason Kendall with the Pirates. He was the only catcher, and he caught all the time.
So 1-2 to Kiner-Falefa. And he hits one right back up the middle, and that's a base hit. Leadoff man aboard for the Texas Rangers.
Off speed and right back up the middle. That's exactly what you're supposed to do, and he left it up, a little bit elevated. This is a 15-3 score, but for J.B. Wendelken, it's like it's a scoreless game.
Absolutely.
And just trying to get through this 8th inning and maybe pitch the 9th.
So Beltre hits for the 4th time. First pitch is called a strike. So the Red Sox won. They beat the Orioles 5-3, and as we said, the Yankees lose. So the Red Sox now have a 6-game lead over the Yankees. How about that?
With how many remaining?
Well, I figure right around 60, right? Let's see. 71-31 now for the Red Sox, so 60 games left. That's a tough.
71-30, 40 games. That's the reason the Orioles are 40 games behind. Yeah, that's.
So even though, as we said, Red Sox and the Yankees have 10 games left against each other, a 6-game lead for the Red Sox, who have really doesn't seem like they've had a slump all year. Slowly hit left side. Chapman fires in. They get Beltre one away.
Chapman to Beltre tonight is like Brooks Robinson to Johnny Bench in the World Series. Just everything that he hit. Bench was robbed many times by Brooks Robinson, and tonight Chapman robbed Beltre of a double down the left field line, cuts in front of Simeon to rob him of perhaps another base hit. That's a serious rally situation there. It's
Here's Profar, who's 2 for 3. in the air toward Nick Martini, who grabs it.
Well, fans, in 2002, the Athletics authored the then greatest win streak in baseball history. 20 straight wins propelled the A's to the playoffs. Join us as we celebrate the return of the streak team on Saturday, August the 18th. That's against the Astros, 105. First 15,000 fans will receive a streak team t-shirt presented by Cash Creek Casino Resort. Grab your 50th anniversary memory. For tickets, head to athletics.com. 11-1 lead for Tim Hudson in that game. And the A's won 12-3. That's true.
First pitch is inside. Interesting. This weekend, talking to Jeremy Affel. He pitched the 8th inning.
That's right.
The bottom of the 8th inning of that game.
That's right.
And he told us some great stories about Jason Grimsley after that game. Stories that I'm not going to pass on. He was not happy, put it that way, after the Hatterberg home run. But he had given up the hit to Tejada on that highlight right there. So correct me if I'm wrong, but the Tejada hit was on a Sunday or a Monday. Day off for whatever reason on Tuesday, and then Hatterberg's home run was on Wednesday. So he gave up the walk-off on Monday and on Wednesday.
I think
he had just about had it on after.
You also know what he did?
Jason Grimsley.
Remember when Albert Bell, the bat gate, went through the heat duct, the air conditioning ducts, got the bat. The only problem he made was he didn't take one to replace it with. He took the bat, replaced it with one, Albert Bell's bat.
Got to finish your crime, you know. 1-2 to Ryan Rua. Tapped foul. See if we can get a smile out of the manager. It's tough to do in the dugout.
I think so. Yeah, he's serious until the 27th out.
2-2 now. Rua, a single and a couple of strikeouts.
Complimented Matt Williams on our behalf for a great job he did yesterday. He was mic'd up, and I said thanks for talking to the umpire and let him clarify a rule. You know, that was, well, I tried to get as close as I could so you could hear him.
He's working with us. He's a team player. Rule one around. So Wendelken strands the runner at second, and it is time for the 9th inning in Arlington. 15-3 the A's lead.
C Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by California's Great America. It's amazing at California's Great America. With roller coasters and water slides, all for one price.
So as we come back here, top of the ninth, Pinder has popped out to the center fielder on the first pitch he sees from Ray. We got a new pitcher. Is he an outfielder or is he a pitcher?
Yeah. Tonight he's both. Ryan Rua.
All right.
First time in Rangers history that the Rangers have used 2 position players in the same game.
So Tochi, who came in and pitched the 8th, he moves to right field. So quite a night.
And they lose the DH, and that's going to be important because he's now hitting 4th. Tochi is, so they will lose their DH, the Rangers, with Beltre out of the game, probably saying thank you, Skip. I'll have to sit and watch this.
So Rua is the 14th player to pitch in a game in Rangers history. Interesting names, some of the other guys that have worn a Ranger uniform, position players that have pitched in a game. Jose Canseco.
Oh, boy, he ruined it. He was the one that threw the knuckleballs, and Doug Melvin, the general manager at the time, said no one will ever again. Because Canseco, every position player throws knuckleballs on the side. Oh, I could pitch. Threw a knuckleball and blew out his elbow.
That was May 29th, 1993 at Fenway Park, Jose Canseco. And Franklin Barreto strikes out. That's not what you want to do.
Number 16, Ryan Rua pitches. That was a changeup. You can't wait back long enough. It's tough to have a high leg kick with a changeup at 76 from a position player.
So here's Chris Davis, and he swings and misses. Craig Gentry pitched in a game for the Rangers, and he did it at Oakland in 2012. Adam Rosales did it twice. Rosie got pretty good on. So Ryan Wura is the best pitcher of the night for the Texas Rangers. A 3-up, 3-down.
At bat for Jonathan Lucroy, the former Ranger, off of Cole Hamels. 6th career grand slam for Jonathan Lucroy. Takes the grand tour. So look back behind the plate. So that's a plus 12 for the Athletics, but Jonathan Lucroy, a double plus the grand slam, his 2nd home run of the season, a second grand slam of the season, and a big one. Gets the A's on the board early.
So the new pitcher is Chris Hatcher. He's going to make his 28th appearance. And Hatcher will try to get the final 3 outs and get the A's their 58th victory and put them 15 games over the 500 mark. Remember, the Seattle Mariners are idle. And so an opportunity for the A's to pick up what would be a half a game. First pitch, chopped to Chapman, who charges to get a good hop. Flips it to first, and Chirinos is retired. So out number 1. Well, I keep saying it, Ray. The A's play the Mariners 10 times. 10 times.
And really, you don't look at what the A's did in the first couple of months of the season.
You can't.
No, because it's a totally different ball club. I agree.
That's the thing. They have turned it on, and you see hot streaks go on for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. See a fair amount of teams have a really good month. Well, this is now, what are we, 5 weeks?
Yep. June 16th.
You know, so
this is the 23rd.
You have to start wondering what's going to, what would make this A's team all of a sudden start playing poor baseball. You just don't see it happening.
You would not think so. And it'd be 2.5 if the A's hang on to win this game. So in the loss column, you're going to have 3. And that's always the important loss column. But also, didn't you say that it's going to be the Astros and the Mariners for what?
13.
13?
Sure.
Wow. So, I mean, that's
going to be a lot of fun.
It should be.
In fact, Ray, what we should do is there's a little pop-up. Chapman grabs it, and that's out number 2. What we should do, Ray, is just give our great fans these dates. Mariners at the Coliseum, August 13th, 14th, and 15th. Mariners at the Coliseum, August 30th, 31st, September 1st, September 2nd. It's a 2-week stretch. You're going to play them 7 times in your own ballpark. I'm not going to say anything else, Ray.
Well, I'm going to say exactly what we said over the weekend. A week from tonight, the A's are back at the Coliseum. And it's regardless of who they're playing, and I've always believed that you go out to support the team that you're supporting, which is your team, not who you're playing. Should never have any effect on whether you go to ball game or not as far as who the A's are playing. You want to support your team. And I always think about the Yankees. Those Yankee fans are out there to support their Yankees. They don't care who they're playing. They just want to beat them badly. And that's what the A's should be thinking as well. Everybody to come out and watch the A's play. So let's hope that happens a week from tonight when the A's are back at the Coliseum and continues through that stretch that you talk about against the Mariners. Because they're playing well. And Ted Simmons, a great Cardinal catcher, now with the Braves, he said, he's been watching this ball club, and there are scouts starting to talk about the Oakland Athletics and how they have come to life. And to your point, you don't see any time whenever they're not going to be playing well.
So that's going to do it as Pinder grabs the fly ball off the bat of Delano DeShields, and in the heat of Texas, game 1 of this series goes to the Athletics big time. So they're now just 2.5 games behind the Mariners in the wild card. 3 hours and 13 minutes in front of 18,744. The final score tonight from Globe Life Park, the Athletics 15 and the Rangers 3. It is time now for A's Postgame Live. Let's head back to the studio and Laura Britt.